Alright, what is up? Horrible way to start my day. I probably woke up around 3:30. It's a hell of a sleep schedule I'm on, but it doesn't matter. Today I want to talk about two shootings that I found out about. Um, the first one is a 26-year-old Colombian man that was shot in Maine. Um, this was posted like 26 minutes ago. It was a traffic stop where the ICE agents were not wearing body cams. Um, Basically what happened is they said things escalated and then the man tried driving away and or using his car as a weapon. I'll get into why I kind of find that hard to believe in a little bit, but um, there's not really too much known about this. Um, some people say that he was here illegally. There are other reports coming out that he was permitted to work here and he had a social security number. It's a lot of, back and forth information coming out about it, so I don't know the whole story, but it's just it's just upsetting to see that, this is such a common headline. That's why I wanted to talk about it. You know, whether he was trying to weaponize his vehicle or not, I am not sure. If he was, then proper force was probably used because he was going to run someone over, and obviously that's not okay. But just things have happened like this before where ICE says that the suspect is trying to resist or use force against them, and then that's not the case. Video footage comes out that they're actually doing the opposite. They're just trying to get away from them, and it's just it's really unreliable. What ICE says. It's hard to believe them after there have been multiple accounts of them, shooting someone, saying, "Oh, we did it in self-defense," and then video footage coming out that they shot an innocent person in cold blood. And it's just something that happens a little too often. So I feel kind of biased here that I believe that this probably wasn't necessary, but more information will come out about it, and we'll get the whole story. But the next one I wanted to talk about was a Mexican man. His name was Lorenzo Arujo. He was also shot and killed not even a week ago. With how often this happens, it's hard to believe that ICE isn't doing whatever the fuck they want and kind of just, killing as they see fit. What's going on? I like how it opens with that. The second case I wanted to cover was a Mexican immigrant shot and killed in Houston. Um, Again, I said that he was trying to weaponize his vehicle and, use it against ICE officers or trying to get away. I do not believe there's video footage yet, but his family said he was going to pick up a construction crew, and then coming back with them, he was stopped. That's where things escalated, and witnesses in the van said that he did not try using his vehicle as a weapon. He tried getting away, and they also said bullets came from the passenger side window, so I think it's kind of hard for someone to hit you with their car if you're not directly in front of it. Again, we don't have all the information. I'm just kind of biased. I find it kind of hard to believe that they didn't do this, out of cold blood, and I just feel like, not even a week ago this happened, and then I wake up to the Maine shooting, and it's just like, they can't even go a week without killing someone. And It's just really unfortunate that this keeps happening. You know, whether they were trying to use their cars as weapons or whether they weren't, the the Mexican man, he was not here legally. His family did say he had been working in the country for 35 years, I think it said, and he was trying to obtain legal status, but he was here illegally. Both of these people were, which is, you know, obviously, if you're going to come to the country, you know, you should get citizenship legally. You know, you shouldn't be here illegally. But I just don't think that they have to take it as far as to, you know, kill them. You know, they have families, you know, they have people that care about them. They're human beings, you know, nobody deserves to die, and I just think it's really unfortunate that there's two cases back to back like this, and it's just so normalized now, you know. People see headlines like this and they're just kind of, you know, that happened a month ago, it's going to keep happening. It's just, it's not what should be happening. It's really sad. Um, and this one, I do find it also kind of sketchy. With the Colombian man, they were not wearing body cams. So they're not even holding themselves accountable when they do stuff like this, you know? They're kind of just getting dressed up in their little fucking shiesties and their goofy outfits, and they're going around just waving guns in the air and kind of just shooting whoever they want. You know, again, you know, it could be, you know, lawful, what is it? It's like lawful something with their fire. Like they could have done it to protect themselves, but I kind of find that hard to believe. And the reason I find that hard to believe is because of Renee Good. She was stopped by ICE. She was killed by ICE. The ICE agents had said it's in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The ICE agents had said that she tried weaponizing her vehicle, and that's why they unloaded their firearms. But then later, video footage came out of her just trying to drive away. She didn't try to hit anybody. She wasn't trying to kill anybody with her car. She wasn't trying to use her vehicle as a weapon. She was just trying to get away from this fucking cancer that is ICE. And they shot and killed her for it. So that's why I'm kind of biased, you know? I can't really believe if they're not going to wear body cams, if they're not going to do anything to keep themselves accountable, why the fuck should anybody believe what they have to say, you know? It's just kind of, it's ridiculous. You know, you have this shooting. There's just so many accounts of it too. Like you could just go on and on. ICE shooting, ICE shooting, ICE shooting. And it's just like, at what point are we going to hold them accountable for the lives that they're taking, you know? You know, human lives matter, whether they're an immigrant, an illegal immigrant, a US citizen, it doesn't matter. They're a human being with families and their own dreams, their own goals, their own aspirations, and they're just being killed like it's nothing. Like, and it's just really unfortunate, you know. Again, we don't even know the Colombian man's name, so not a lot of information has come out about it. It was posted like 45 minutes ago, and yeah, it's just really unfortunate. I don't have all the information, but if I get more, I will, you know, talk more about it. From what I'm reading here, the Colombian man wasn't even the target of the warrant. You know, it's like they're just going after people and they'll do anything to get to those people no matter what it takes, you know, shooting someone that's getting in their way, shooting someone that might be the person. I think a lot of it is just profiling off of what people look like, you know, oh, we're going for this person, but you know, this person looks kind of similar, so let's just take his life. Is what I'm viewing it as. I just think it's really unfortunate. I don't think this is the way that things should be happening. I think the administration needs to make a change. I think the ICE needs to make a change. and, do things more by the book. Police officers don't go around, looking for a specific subject, someone else getting in their way, or someone else, you know, maybe seeming like, they may be that person or something, and then they just get shot. They do things, they have a body cam, they do things by the book, they follow our laws, our regulations, and it seems like ICE just thinks they're in a different country right now, just doing whatever the fuck they want, just making up their own laws. What ICE says is what goes, apparently. And nobody's being held accountable. Um another case that I saw not too long ago is Alex Preddy. This man, he was recording ICE officers making a stop. They kind of got in his face, and because he was recording them, he was held down by multiple ICE officers, and it's like, okay, well, he's not really doing anything, that's, why are you using force? And then they see multiple people are holding him down. They see a firearm on his belt, and they just unload their weapon into him, and he dies. They just shoot him for no reason. It's on his belt. It's a legal firearm that is protected by our Constitution. He's allowed to have that weapon, but because they see it and panic, because there's just no professionalism. I mean, look at this guy, bro. He's in a shiesty. He doesn't want anybody seeing him because he knows what he's doing is fucking retarded and ridiculous. And it's just like, it's just ridiculous. It's just really unfortunate to see. Another person needlessly killed. I mean, that's just 4 people I named, but you could probably keep going on. And it's just really sad what's happening. I hope to see, probably won't happen, but I hope to see changes in ICE. I hope to see, more accountability. Nobody has been held accountable for any of these cases. It's kind of just like, whoops, they're gone. Okay, let's move on. And that's just how it shouldn't, that's just not how it should be. You can't just move on from someone being killed. You know, it's a human life. It matters just as much as yours or mine or anybody else's. Um, I don't have 100% of the information, but I just wanted to take a look at this and talk about it because it's just really sad. You know, it's not like I'm trying to be on, one side of the political scale. I just want to, make it known that people's lives are being taken every day by this shady ass organization, and it's just kind of going under the radar, and it's kind of being normalized, and I don't think that's how it should be, but that's all I wanted to talk about. Deuce.